achieve, in other words? Like, what do you ultimately want to achieve for the world and for yourself?
Well, I do want to lead a lot of mass meditations online. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the most practical thing we can do as of
Mm-hmm.
now. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of bad stuff going on. I don't want to say bad, but
Right.
you can
So
see
that's kind of
it.
like your short-term goal, but what is your ultimate vision?
Our
Like,
ultimate vision.
what do you want to accomplish ultimately?
Well, I do want to be energy master too, but I want to
What is
do
your
it
definition of energy master, though?
like I can. I don't know how to say this. It's maybe like maybe ascend to another dimension, the fourth dimension.
So to
Yeah,
you, Aaron,
I
like
don't know.
being able to ascend to a different dimension is your definition of
I guess.
energy master.
Uh,
Like for me, that's not something that I'm necessarily pursuing. I would say I have a totally different goal than like going to a different dimension. Um,
yeah.
as of right now, but I'm obviously still learning, and I think my goals and my visions will change over time.
Mm.
But for you that's kind of like what you see yourself doing ultimately.
Yeah, I guess I can say I want to be an ascended master, but I don't know. That seems very, um, very a long way to go. But that's my ultimate goal as of now. So.
Okay. So, like, what are the steps that you think you want to take in order to become an ascended master? Like, is it qigong? Is it qigong? Is it like spreading consciousness throughout the world? Is it like through meditation? Like, what are the exact steps, would you
Well,
say?
personally, from my experience, um, well, the universe, this whole universe is about growth, evolution. So it definitely has to do with raising consciousness. So I'm just constantly working on practicing love and forgiveness and raising my vibration, raising my voltage. So yeah, just in general, working on um, try to keep going up the level in
Mm-hmm.
consciousness level. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So you would say the most important thing, because you mentioned, was it love and forgiveness?
yeah. The fourth
Okay.
density has to do with love and forgiveness.
Okay. Okay. So for you, the most important thing about meditation or energy work or anything like that, like it's love and forgiveness. That's you want to embody that and become that and
Yeah, that's the bottom line for me. I think
okay.
energy and meditation, they're really good too, but I just think them as tools to use.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So basically, love and forgiveness is like what's the word?
foundation.
Right, it's the
Yeah,
foundation and like yeah, like you said, like perhaps the meditation and stuff like that is kind of the tools to kind of expand yourself, but at the core you have to have love and forgiveness no matter what.
right.
Because if you lack that, it's just like you're just kind of just sitting there with that,
Yeah,
wasting your life just yeah, being in that
yeah,
thinking nothing. So that's cool.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
yeah, that's really cool. Okay, okay. Awesome. Um so in terms of like abilities and stuff, like do you have any specific goals? Like, do you want to maybe like you were just leading um a guided meditation with me to summon rain in Australia and stuff like that. Like, do you want to be able to like maybe in the future instantly just like summon rain without any external help? Or do you have any specific goals like that in the long run?
Um, I would definitely want to do that. Just summoning rain in a second, but I'm just going with the flow, so I'm not really setting like specific plans
Mm-hmm.
or anything. Yeah, I'm just going with the flow. But right now, I do want to build more connection with water and
Mm-hmm.
also fire. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying
To
to master all the
elaborate
elements.
elaborate a little bit. Why is this so important to be connected to water and fire?
Well, water and fire, I think they're. direct elements that has to do with creating life. So our
Mm-hmm.
body is made of 70% water, and
Mm-hmm.
also um, our heart is beating because of the electricity. Electricity is made of fire. It's heat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think learning fire and water is important in energy sense. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay, cool. Okay, okay. Um, so like what to the people listening to this recording, like
Mhm.
what what is the best way to build rapport relationship with these elements like water and fire? Like how would you go about that? And how should other people go about? Should they just soak their hand in water, or should they just stare at fire? Like, what is the best way to build a connection?
Well, I think in my experience, this is just my opinion, but whatever you do, I mean,
Hmm.
you can just play with it. Just play
Hmm.
with the fire, water. I mean, don't play with
Hmm.
fire, but you can
Right.
you can let a candlelight and just stare at it. You can
Hmm.
meditate on fire. You can take a shower and just try to feel the energy of water. You can
Okay.
study on
Okay.
that, but importantly, I think try to learn the lessons of elements and
Mm-hmm.
become them, like become water, become
Hmm.
fire,
Hmm.
and feel from their perspective, like see the world
Mm.
from their perspective, and you
Mm.
will learn a lot quicker than you think. And also
Okay.
try to integrate those lessons in your daily life too. That's
Okay.
very important too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about animals? Like, do you think it's important to connect with animals?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I agree with that. I think connecting with animals really it catalyzes your inner child. Is
Mm.
they're just like children too.
Right, they
Yeah,
are. Yeah, they really, no, they really
and
are. Yeah, absolutely.
in my experience, there was one time I just meditated deeply into inner child, and I went outside, and these squirrels would just come to me, and in my town,
Mm.
the squirrels they run away really quickly.
Hmm. Hmm.
And this one squirrel just came to me very closely, and the squirrel was on the pole, and it came to me like right next to my face,
Mm.
and this guy was driving next to me, and he stopped. He stopped and, and just stared at me interacting with the squirrel.
Mm.
And actually, he was about to ask me a question, but I just got shy and I just ran away.
Oh, okay, okay,
But
okay.
that actually kind of surprised me, and I think that happened only once. But most of the time, when as I developed my consciousness, as I raised my consciousness, I noticed more, especially wild animals.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming closer to me, like they're still like being they're hesitating, but
Mm-hmm.
I see them not being scared or being nervous from me. They're scared of people and they just run away, but they kind
Mm-hmm.
of stay still or
Hmm.
they just come a little closer.
Do
Yeah.
you think that goes back to what you were talking about earlier when like embodying that love and forgiveness and that inner child? Like, do you think by embodying that, like the animals can see that in you and they want to be,
Right.
they're not as intimidated by you as much as all the other humans that they encounter?
Yeah, I think the animals they feel energy a lot better than humans do because they
Mm-hmm.
have bigger pineal gland um, than
Mm.
our pineal gland. So
Mm-hmm.
um, that's why they can follow the magnetic lines on the earth, and that's why they can migrate through the Earth's magnetic field. They feel the energy. They can feel the energy subconsciously.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Uh,
okay.
so, uh, yeah, this is not about doing or um, using techniques to attract animals. It's not about that. It's about your state of being, your state of heart.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
you stay in that uh, loving for not forgiveness, maybe forgiveness, just loving pure child, the pure joy consciousness,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
radiate with that energy just by
Mm.
staying still. You're not doing anything. You're not
Mhm.
thinking anything.
Mhm.
You're not even thinking about animals,
Mhm.
but you
Mhm.
radiate that energy. And
Right.
I
Right.
think I think that actually means crystallized person.
Mhm.
A crystallized person
Right.
is very, I think the person is very grounded with the
Mhm.
truth or
Mhm.
um, certain level of consciousness. So if
Mhm.
um, the person's not doing anything, not speaking anything, and they just
Mhm.
radiate
Mhm.
energy, and
Mhm.
others can feel you subconsciously,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I think that's how animals feel it too.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, like, really, your interaction or how they react towards you is really truly a reflection of your unconditional love, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
It's
that's
all
good.
about
That's
growth.
really good.
Yeah, it's all about
Okay.
spiritual growth.
Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Good stuff.